The Prudential Halftime Report is brought to you by the companies of the Prudential, meeting your needs in investments, insurance, and real estate. Come to the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
Welcome back to the world headquarters of Turner Broadcasting. With aspirations of an NBA title, a third-place finish in the Central Division was disappointing news for Atlanta Hawks fans. Now on the verge of being eliminated by the division's fourth-place team, over 5,000 tickets remain for Game 5 on Sunday, if there is a Game 5. Meanwhile, Milwaukee's Dale Harris with his decibel meter measuring the noise of 10,000 kazoos, 18,000 people. But rather quiet when Dominique Wilkins hits one of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Terry Cummings got knocked down by John Koncak. Winning the locker room, has not come back into the game yet. Jay Humphries to Larry Krzysztofiak. The Bucks had a three-point lead late in the first quarter, but that was erased by this three-point shot by Doc Rivers at the buzzer, beating the clock. That ignited Atlanta. Going into the second quarter, shortly after the clock started in the second quarter, the Hawks scored 16 consecutive points. The Hawks took a commanding lead. It is now 13, 58-45. They have just gone into the locker rooms for halftime. Meanwhile, Seattle and Houston, there's the body count between Houston and Seattle. 16 technical fouls, 2 ejections, 2 broken noses. Meanwhile, off the missed shot, Otis Thorpe gets the rebound, runs the fast break with himself, gets 2 of his 11 points already in the game. Meanwhile, Seattle's Dale Ellis with a broken nose, but no longer a masked man. He has 9 points in the game. He cuts into Houston's lead. And then time winding down in the quarter, Derek McKee to Olden Polynice. And they get the basket right there. Seattle and Houston separated by just 2 points at the half. One of 5 teams to sweep into the second round is Detroit. We'll talk with Pistons coach Chuck Daly on the Prudential Halftime Report. One of the most influential figures in professional basketball, Larry Fleischer, died yesterday from a heart attack at the age of 58. Fleischer was the head of the NBA Players Association for 26 years, during which time the average player's salary went from under $10,000 to more than $600,000. Unlike the labor leaders in professional baseball and football, Fleischer gained one of the best free agent systems without his players ever going on strike. His loss is being mourned by management, by players, and by coaches.
Stronger in the 60s and 70s, and he was certainly a part of our success in the 80s. I know that the players, the NBA teams, and the league office will all miss Larry as we try to proceed and grow even more successful into the 90s.
He was a guy who had a tremendous impact on where the salaries are today. I really don't think the young players fully realize what he did to get the benefits and the salaries that the players enjoy today to where they are. He was just a fantastic person, and basketball, the people will certainly miss him.
I love the guy, and I'm so sorry to hear how it went down and that he died. It's kind of hard for me to talk right now because I cared that much for Larry, and he's just a super guy, and I wish his family and everybody the best of luck. And I'm disappointed right now because he's not here, and I won't be able to see him. But I love you, Larry, and I love your family.
As we told you, Chuck Daly is in Milwaukee watching the Bucks take on the Atlanta Hawks. His team plays the winner. He's on his way down to courtside. We hope to have an interview or at least talk to him later on tonight. Meanwhile, that series has been decided in the game so far at the free throw line. The Milwaukee Bucks are the best free throw shooting team in the league, in fact, in history, shooting 82% over the season. Whereas Dominique Wilkins from the Hawks, we showed you he had 3 three-pointers tonight, but he's just 2 for 6 from the line. Making free throws isn't as easy as the charity toss might seem.
So all Larry Wright needs to do is make one and the ball game is over.
Scott with 5 seconds
left. Big free throws here.
Scott's got to make this free throw.
What pressure on Michael Adams. Must hit the 2 to tie it.
With the game on the line, the walk to the free throw line is a journey into fear. From those who struggle to find their shooting touch to those who never seem to lose it. It's a constant battle of mind and will.
When I'm on the foul line, when I'm on the court, being in Madison Square Garden in front of 20,000 people, down 1 point, 5 or 6 seconds ago with 2 shots, I know it's going to go in. I know that I'm going to hit this basket.
Man, when you go up there to the free throw line, you are by yourself. And that seemed like the easiest shot in the world to make. But, man, pressure is unbelievable when you go up there because it's like, oh, I have to do this.
Malone, a fair free throw. He leaves it cold. Both centers have fouled out. He made it, and it's 106-105.
Pressure. Can you take the heat, boy? I want to know.
I love pressure.
Pressure. I don't want to make you sweat, baby, but you don't even know what pressure is. We haven't got started yet.
In the '87 All-Star Game, the pressure started for Rolando Blackman at the end of regulation with 2 free throws to send it to overtime.
Well, in that situation, you have to just make sure, and again, calm down. I think all my teammates and everybody's running around you. You're trying to make sure that you understand that you still have a job left to be done. And when I went up to the line, I was a little nervous, so I took another deep breath and just said confidence all the time. You've done this before, you've been here before, and you've been successful, so go for it. And look for the basket and hit the free throw.
The ultimate place of judgment, where reputations are forged on the hard steel of clutch performance. Game 6, 1988 Finals, with Kareem and the championship on the line.
Well, I didn't let the pressure get to me by ignoring all of that and just focused on what I usually do to make my free throws.
We're tied at 102. 14 seconds left. Kareem at the line. The free throw by the captain. Perfect. Lakers lead it. 103-102.
Even legends must come here to be tested, because all those on the road to greatness must eventually stop at the free throw line.
Well, as we mentioned, Chuck Daly is at the Milwaukee-Atlanta game. He's on his way down. We'll hear from him a little bit later. But now let's go back to Pete Van Weeren, one of the greatest free throw shooters of all time, Rick Barry. Gentlemen.